Hi, welcome back to the channel. It's Ian from Off Grid with Peniglen Cabin Life. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit here. That's better, isn't it? Right. Hello everybody. Good morning. It's very early in the morning. It's about 2 AM. I've been up all night. I've not been to bed yet. I don't know why. I just can't settle. Before we start, if you're new to the channel, if you could press the subscribe button and ring the bell, and if you like the videos, if you could click a thumbs up as well, and if you'll be kind enough to leave a comment below, it helps with the algorithm with YouTube. So I really would appreciate it if you did that for me. You're very, very kind. Now let's jump into the video. Right. Now today's topic is, was things better when we're younger, or do we miss our youth? Now that's a cracker, that one, isn't it? Eh? Right. Now, I've come to the philosophy that when my dad talks about when he was younger, life was like very basic after the war and everything. And he says he had nothing as a kid and there were nothing around, and he always says he remembers the first bananas coming into the country after the war, because there were no bananas during the war. That's what my dad always says anyway. But he said there were no technology, which I know anyway, because when I was growing up there really wasn't any technology. Computers weren't brought out when I was a little kid, and there was no mobile phones, no PlayStation, no Xbox, none of that. And a lot of you relate to that. And the only technology we had was literally a football or a tennis ball, tennis, things like that. It sounds a bit daft, but that's all we had as a kid really, wasn't it? So, but when you look back, you see the kids now, it's like my nephew Thomas, who's got the YouTube channel, which is Toby VG, he's into gaming. Well, every time I'm with my brother, Thomas is always on the computer with gaming. But that's the way things are going now, isn't it? All the youngsters now are all into computers, gaming. And when I see Thomas, when I look on the video to video, if you know what I mean, through Messenger, when I'm talking to my brother, it's amazing technology, the computer system he's got, where he can talk to his mates and play people all around the world. Now for me, I think that's incredible. Now there's some of you that's watching this will be youngsters and going, God, it's easy that. But to someone who's old like me, do you know something? It sounds a bit silly. I'll be honest now, I'm 46, 47 year old. Now, I never tell anybody that, so you're honoured I've told you that. I always tell everybody I'm 62. Seriously, I do. Because if you look at me now, there's no way I look 46, is there? White beard. So I always tell everybody I'm 62. But, you see, what I would say is, I like being old. I know people will say 46 isn't old, but to me it is, for me, because I've got, I've got a lot of health problems. I've got a bad back and joints and chuffing, angina, heart disease. Oh, I've got everything. But I'm happy in my life. I'm happy living here. I'm content. I don't really see anybody. The only person I tend to see is my friend Richard, who's got the next plot up, and his wife Heather. They're about the only ones I see, unless somebody calls in and sees me, but even then they don't get through the gate. I've waited all my life to be old, and I enjoy it. It sounds silly that, but I do. You'll be laughing at me going, he's off his head him. No, but truthfully, I enjoy being older, because when I look back on my life, I can see how I've learnt in life as I've got older, and my knowledge has increased in life as I've got older from the experiences I've had. You see, the way I look at it, I'm my age now, which I'm not going to repeat again. I'm at the age I'm at now, and I feel that I know quite a bit of things about life. But I know if I went back 10 years ago, I wouldn't know what I know now. Now, the way I look at it, my dad is 76, 77, well 76 this year. Now his knowledge of life experience is greater than mine, because he's up here at 76 and I'm here at 46. See, I've told my age again there. So when I get to 70, could you imagine me at 70? then my knowledge will be even greater from day-to-day life experience. But how can I put this? It's like, since I've lived here and I've gone off grid, well, I've been off grid since I've been here, but I'm off grid, and I enjoy every day because I'm learning something new every day. I'm doing the building work. Now that extension I'm building on the front, I promise you I've never built anything like that. I've never really made anything joinery wise. Now I know it's not perfect, and I know there's faults with it, I know there's things I've done slightly wrong, but I've learnt from it. And that's what life's all about, and that's what makes me feel nice inside, knowing that I'm learning each time. So the next thing I do building wise, then I know the knowledge I've learnt from this is going to give me good stead for the future. It's like when I've built that extension and it's all built and done, then I want to build a workshop just at the back here. I want to build a workshop, and I'm looking forward to doing that, because I know the things I've got wrong with that, I know I won't make the mistakes on that, on the workshop. But I also know there were things that creep up with that I haven't learned from this. And that's where a lot of the youngsters are going wrong. It's like, how can I put this? People, when they're about 16 you start work, well now it's going to 18 and 20s with university, innit? But most people started work at 16 when I were younger. Now when you started at 16, you started getting your wage, you spent a bit going to pubs and things like that, going with your mates and stuff. And then as you got older, you started saving your money, and then you got a mortgage, and then you got your first house, and then you saved up as much as you could, so you could pay a chunk off your mortgage to then get a bigger house for your family and everything like that. But as you started that journey, you slowly got things for your house. Hear me out with this. You slowly got things, and then sometimes when you first start you get cheaper things because you don't have the money to buy nicer things, and then as you get older and you've got better jobs, then you can buy nicer things for your house, in theory, right? But you go to your parents' houses or older person's houses, or people of my generation say, and they have nice things in the houses, but you've built yourself up to get to that. But the youngsters of today, when they leave school or university, they expect straight away to get a big house, posh car and top quality furniture completely through the house. Now they expect that because they were brought up with that, but a lot of them don't realise that you have to build up to get to that. You have to put the grafting in before you achieve all that. But these youngsters now, they want it just like that, straight away. And that's where they're getting in a mess, because all these credit card companies and mortgages with 35-year mortgages now, and they're getting these youngsters absolutely snookered with debt, because they reckon they believe and they want all these things that our parents and older, younger, slightly younger generations like myself, they've saved up and they've got. But do you know what I mean? So things were better in the old days, I think, because we got those values, and those values taught us that you start basic and you slowly work your way up. Where the youngsters now don't want to work their way up. They want to leave university or school and boom, they've got it. Well, that's not the real world, is it? That's not the real world. So I think myself, things in the old days were better because we had better values, because of the lifestyles and the environment we lived in, that gave us better stead for the future, I think. That's all. That's what I think. That's what I think. Right or wrong, I don't know. Stick in the comments below if you want to leave a comment. I read all the comments. Now, if I'm busy outside doing building work, I'm doing the dogs, and then I don't always come in every 2 minutes and check the comments. But the ones I see, I always read them, and if I'm in a rush, I usually just put the thumbs up and then on an evening sometimes I come back to them, or if I get a spare 2 minutes I come back and I try and answer what I can. So if you write your comment and you see a thumbs up, you know I've read it. And if I have the time, I always try to answer. And I just want to say thank you for all the support I've had with the channel lately. You've been all great, everything you've done for me, great. Now before I go, there's something I want to tell you, right? I've not been so good. I've been having depression creeping back in. My mood's been a bit low, and for the last few days I've been crippled in a lot of pain. I'm filling up a bit now because I've been crippled in pain. So when I'm moving around I'm feeling a lot of pain, but I've tried not to show it on the videos, and I've tried to be jolly because my brother taught me something, right? When I used to work at my brother's shop, this is an absolute true story, I used to work in the back and I used to do all the baking and everything like that. I never ever wanted to serve in the shop. Now he knows that, and he used to try and get me to serve in the shop, and I wouldn't serve in the shop. I just wouldn't do it because even though I'm a people person that I like to talk to people, I just didn't have the confidence at that time to actually serve the general public, making sandwiches, bagging pies, you know what I mean. Now I remember one day he came out the shop and he walked into the bakehouse and he gave me and Damien, who used to work there, a rollicking because we were mucking about or we were doing something. He used to really lace into us, and this day, like I say, he laced into us, and then the bell went for the shop. And I'll never forget it, he was so angry, he was really angry, and he turned round, he walked through into the shop and he was jolly straight away, right, happy and jolly. And then he served the customer, and when the customer had gone he came back and he rollicked us again. And when we went home, I said to our steward, this is a true story, I said to him, how come you were really angry with us, and yet when the bell went for the shop you went in and you were dead happy and jolly, and then when you come back out you were really angry with us again? And he said, because when a customer comes into the shop you've always got to be happy, you've always got to be jolly, because they're a paying customer, and if you don't make them feel happy and jolly themselves by you being happy and jolly, they ain't going to come back. So he said, you've always got to be happy. He says, you could have the world crashing down around you, but when you walk into that shop you've got to be happy and jolly. So I always try to be like that on the channel. I learnt a lot off my brother, I really did, and that's the biggest thing he ever taught me in life. So I always try and act happy and I always try and act jolly, but truthfully sometimes I am down when I make the videos and I feel flat, and if you know what I mean. But I have genuinely been unwell this week. Most of the week I've been unwell, but I'm okay. I've pushed myself. I had a meal last night, a good meal, hot meal. I've not been eating well lately, we're feeling down. So I had a hot meal last night and I'm feeling a bit better in myself. So I'm going to be back to normal. Today, later on today, it doesn't look like it's going to rain, so I'm going to get out and try and do some work. So I'll be filming that. I want to get back into the building. I've not really done any building this week because literally it's rained most of the time, and I don't do any building work when it's raining. So listen, you stay safe and you stay well. I'll leave you in peace. You look after yourselves, and remember, if you're new to the channel, if you could click the subscribe button and ring the bell, put the thumbs up. I know I've said it already, and if you want to leave a comment, that would really help a lot. Thank you for all your support. You're all very, very kind what you do for me, and thank you. Now listen, you stay safe yet again, stay well, and remember, don't ever forget, dinky do, stay safe, stay well. I've said that about 8 times now, haven't I? I'll see you tomorrow, back down at the cabin.